What's good, everybody, man? I'm about to try to do this interview again. Try to get it done. I know Mr. Greg Hackett is a very busy man, but he told me come on, so here I go. To me, man, I gotta say he is the when it comes to talking boxing, he's the Michael Jordan talk. So let me try to get this done. Everybody, bear with me, and I hope Mr. Hackett will be joining me in just a minute. Hope everybody's enjoying their day out there, man. It's kind of raining here. And I had an eventful morning. I don't know if y'all know the Jordan 4 Thunder dropped this morning. Man, I'm going live. Be quiet, please. Be quiet. Man, what's good? Can you
What's
see
up?
me?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Man, it's really truly an honor, man. Just get the opportunity to holler at you, man. I'm a diehard boxing fan. Like I said, I used to box. And man, I feel like right now I'm talking to when it comes to talking boxing, you the Michael Jordan of boxing talk, man. For real. Hey, I watch all your videos, I listen to you, and it be a lot of people I don't even agree with. But most of the time when you saying what you say, man, I really truly agree with it because a lot of people be biased or they, base their opinions off who they riding with, but I think you keep it straight down the middle. So I'm not gonna hold you up too long. Like I said, man, you only get one shot, like Eminem say. So I'm taking my shot, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna get right to it. You know what I'm saying? First
appreciate
thing I know, you seen the Canelo and the John Ryder fight, and what I saw from that fight, I know the ring was small, 18-foot ring. That's the smallest ring I ever seen anybody get in. But I think Canelo's skill has kind of diminished. You know what I'm saying? I seen some holes in this game. I didn't see the head movement there like it used to be, and it looked like he was just looking for one shot, like he wasn't throwing the combinations and stuff anymore. But what I'm trying to get to is, it seems like a lot of people coming out the woodworks now wanting to fight with Canelo. I know he's still like a money fight. What do you think about? Do you think Jamel Charlo deserves the opportunity? What do you think about that?
it. I think all of the guys at the division that's in the top 10 definitely deserve a chance with Canelo, especially Charlo, especially Benavidez, especially Morel, especially Boo Boo Andre. And I mean, all of those guys definitely deserve a chance. The problem is Canelo is towards the end of his career, and
Yeah,
I really don't see him fighting probably anything more than two more fights.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I was talking about not Jamal, but Jamel. He's asking for a shot now. I seen him make a video talking about he would like a chance to have a shot at undisputed, but he's at 154,
Yeah,
and he's talking about he would have to come up in weight. So which Charlo do you think would fare better between Jamel and Jamal?
I think out of the Charlos, I think right now because of Canelo, the way Canelo look, I think either one of them have a chance. Jamel is more of the risk taker. Jamal, he like to box a little more and try to set you up. But I think Jamal is a little more used to that size. You mean being that he fought at 60 already and going up to 68, I think he more fit for the 68 division. But you know what I mean, either one of them will make it a exciting fight. You know what I mean?
I def- yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think either one of the Charlo brothers. I lean towards Jamel just because I think to me Jamel is the better of the two boxers. Jamal's been out the ring for a while.
Yeah.
I like both of them, but I definitely think I would like to see Jamal give maybe a fight up under his belt before he got in there with Canelo. What about David Benavidez? Do you think you think he's gonna get that fight with Canelo? Or you think Canelo's gonna retire before that happens?
I think he won't. I don't think he'll fight David Benavidez only because David Benavidez bring a lot to the table, and he is, under Canelo, he is the cream of the crop of 168 division. You know what I mean? Very dangerous guy, big guy, fast hands. You know what I mean? He not scared to fight you. So, you know what I mean? I think Canelo will stay away from him because of his youth. You know what I mean? His punching power, his speed. I think Canelo he probably going to get one more fight, two more fights, and he out. I think he'll leave him alone.
I agree with you on that, and I don't really truly think that fighting Bivol again would be a great matchup for him. Now Bivol wants to come down to 168 and fight him, But I truly think that Canelo's not going to give him that fight at that weight class because the titles will be on the line. You think that's why he kind of wants to fight him at the 175 weight class?
Yeah, that's exactly why. He don't want to give up his crown. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because if you lose to him at light heavyweight again, then at least he can always say, "Well, I still got my crown at 168." You know what I mean? And he did what he had to do at 54 and 60. So you know what I mean? Either way, to me, he gonna be a Hall of Fame fighter
Yeah.
because he got a lot of fights. He got a lot of names on his record. But I really just want him to leave Bivol alone. I think Bivol just too dangerous. You know what I
Me
mean? For him.
too. Me too. I definitely think that. What do you think about Bivol and David Benavidez? You think that would be a good matchup?
I think that would be a great fight. You know what I mean? I think if Benavidez get like 2 more fights and then go up, I think him and Bivol would be a great fight
Yeah,
at 175.
definitely. Getting off of that topic, going into I don't know if you've seen it, but I've been watching. You know, a lot of people are talking about basically who's the face of boxing now. And I was seeing somebody earlier talking about, you know, it seems like a lot of people are reluctant to really, they don't want to pass it on to Gervonta Tank Davis. They don't want to give it to him. Like they're saying, yeah, they want to see him do it one more time. I know Canelo, this fight right here with John Ryder only done, I think, from what I heard, 250,000 pay-per-view, something
Yeah.
like that. And I know the fight with Ryan Garcia, which Ryan's, you know, Ryan brought something to the table too. So they was able to do, I guess, maybe like 1.2 or 1.4 million.
Yeah.
But would you be willing to say that Tank is now the face of boxing?
Tank definitely becoming the face because it's not. It's to me, it's not about the views, even though that's the result, the end result of it. The thing is, people want to see guys get knocked out. Tank is doing it in an exciting fashion. You know what I mean? And then him being a lighter guy, he's doing it with good speed and good skills. So I think he's slowly, definitely becoming the face of boxing for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I seen I seen an interview you done with someone, and they was talking about the difference between why people, you know, levitating towards Tank instead of Devin Haney. And I think that's the major difference right there. Another thing, like I'm a Haney fan. I love Tank, but I'm a Haney fan. Like I said, I keep it down the middle. I think that Devin Haney is a great boxer, but he doesn't have the power. Someone was talking about he just knocked 2 people out in spawn, you know what I'm saying, or something, but I mean, it has to translate into the ring, you know, and I haven't seen it do that yet. I think one problem Devin Haney has is he's fighting at a much lower weight class, and with him not being able to rehydrate to the way he wants to, I think it's keeping the power down. You think it has a lot to do with it? If he goes up to 140, you think he will be able to take some power up there?
I think so what happens is when guys fighting at, like, I'm gonna say 135 on down, it's
Right.
more of a speed game. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like you said, and one thing that you're saying that's right, his body is not rehydrating all the way to where he feels strong enough to probably go for the knockout. But some guys are punchers, and some guys are persistent. Some guys will try to knock you out. Devin
Right.
Haney has been groomed to win, so he's just focusing on winning the fight. You know what I mean? You got guys who like what's that kid name? Subriel Matias. He wanna knock you out. You know what I mean? So he training to knock you out, and he trying to knock you out. Devin Haney is just trying to get the win. But at 140, I think his knockout percentage might go up because he's gonna have to fight. He's gonna have to push a little more, and he might feel a little better getting in the ring. So, I mean, I think it's true what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, because I think that's gonna be, like I was telling one of my friends, I think it's gonna be the problem with him facing Tank if he faces him at 135. I just don't think, like the things that I see, I don't even know if he's a better boxer. Tank has a very high IQ, and a lot of people sleep on that. But the thing I see is, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep Tank off of him. I don't know if he's going to be able to hit him with something to make him respect him, where he says, okay, I got to pay attention. Because I think Tank is going to be willing in a Devin Haney fight to give some, take some so he can give them. And I think that's going to be the problem for Devin. I think if they fought, they would have to fight at 140 for Devin to really have a better shot. Now, I watched Shakur, his last fight, and it looked like his power looked like it got better since he came up in weight. You think, what do you think about that?
I think the same is for Shakur. He's becoming the man. Like the guys who really know from being in the sport, the weight has to do with it, And also age has to do with it because as you get older, you just get stronger for no reason. You just get, you know what I mean? Your bones harden up. You know what I mean? Your weight sit different. And, you know, one thing about Shakur, he places his shots very well. So he put his shots in places where they can slow you down and can hurt you. He might not knock guys out clean, but he will stop you. He will stop you, you know, from the placement. So I think he's going to be getting more knockouts too, for sure.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about, like, I'm big on this right here. Like, some people don't like it, but I've been big on this lately. Recently, I was going back and forth. I don't know if you know who BVO Boxing is. A good guy. You know what I'm saying? He has a channel. He started up, and he's a good guy, and he loves boxing. But I was telling him, like, with me, when it comes to boxing, there ain't no such thing as color or whatever. Boxing is boxing. I love the sport.
Right.
But I was telling him, like, man, I just feel like we got to get behind our fighters, because when you see the Mexicans or the Europeans or whoever, they 100% behind their fighters. But it seems like with us, we're always trying to find a reason or something to, you know, put our fighters down or talk about what's going on the outside of the ring and not focus on what, you know, on what's going on inside the ring. I put my focus on what goes on the inside of the ring. We all make mistakes. I just feel like we really need to get behind our fighters, you know what I'm saying, and show them support. Because I really see, like, Paulie Malignaggi, I see him constantly coming for Devin Haney or different fighters, and I be feeling some type of way about that. So, you know, I know, to me, it seems like that you're always behind. When it comes to one of us, you stay behind your fighters. Do you think there's a problem with us as far as people not sticking behind our people when it comes to in the boxing ring?
I don't think it's a problem. What I think is, right, if you let's do the history, like, let's really think about it. Since the beginning of boxing, it's always been great black fighters. Always.
Yes.
So
yes, sir.
What happens is, over time, it's like, well, what makes you different? What makes you the guy? You know what I mean? If you think about back in the day in the neighborhood, I'm talking about your neighborhood. Even though I'm not from your neighborhood, I know you always had some great ball players was around. Some great fighters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you seem good. You seem good. What makes you great? You know what I mean? So for us to get behind the guy, he almost got to be incredible. You know what I mean? It's not that we don't want to back him. It's just that, all right, what makes you different? Because I know 20 guys that could beat you. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of attitude. Now, when you get a great Mexican fighter, great Puerto Rican fighter, great European fighter, the reason they get blown up is because throughout history, there's been great Puerto Ricans, great Europeans, great Africans, great Mexicans. But what happens is they don't hold on for too long. You know what I mean? They hold it, but it's not for too long. They always get knocked off. And most of the time, it's not about race, but most of the time they get knocked off by a black fighter. You know what I mean? So when you got guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, when you got guys like that, it's hard to be great. So it's just always like, you know what I mean? What makes you great? Like, I know you can fight, but come on now, what makes you great? So we always looking for the extra. We always want to see something extraordinary. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's all it is. We are behind these guys, but it's like, I seen that before. Show me something different.
Right. That makes good sense, because, you know, and that right there made me look at it different right there. Before I do let you get out of here, because like I said, I know you're a busy man. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I got to ask you about this. Okay. Thank you. Man, the Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence thing has been going on for a while. I'm hearing July, and I'm also hearing, I was one day was saying Frank Martin, I'm saying, yeah, Frank, he's going to be fighting in, I think July too, maybe the 15th, and I was hearing Spence was the 21st, but I'm hearing that Pitbull Cruz is going to be on the Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford undercard. So I'm wondering why Pitbull and Martin wouldn't fight on the undercard. Like, you know, that would be a great fight. I think a great matchup.
I think, well, first of all, with that fight, if you're saying Frank Martin and Pitbull Cruz, I think what they trying to do is hold that fight off, because that may have that may have a recipe to be a bigger fight. You know what I mean? It might be one of them fights we could blow up a little bit more. So they probably trying to put them on the card to let us look at them and then be like, all right, I really want to see that now. You know what I mean? Because right now we'll watch that fight, but I don't know how hyped up we'll be about it. But if we see them, if we see them both one more time and they go out there and do their thing, then it'll be like, damn, all right, we gotta see them. You know what I mean? Just just like Earl and Bud, they fight lost a little bit of buzz, but only because we've been waiting. But as soon as they say that fight is on, we all gonna be tapped right back in. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
we know that's a great fight. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna tell you with that. I'm not cutting you off. What I see with that, I'm kind of scared of. I ain't gonna lie. I'm an Earl Spence fan.
Yeah.
Love Crawford, but I'm an Earl Spence fan. And what I'm hoping don't happen is that they end up fighting. Just say Earl does win, because it's a 50-50 fight to me.
Yeah.
That's straight down the middle. But I don't want anyone saying, well, Terrence Crawford, is up in age now. I feel like if Earl wins, people are gonna start trying to look for excuses if he pulls that off.
Yeah.
It always happens. You know what I'm saying? But the way I see it, the thing that I see the difference between Spence and Crawford, taking the Sean. I don't look at the Sean Porter fight and try to judge who I think will win off of that. I think Sean Porter was a different fighter when he fought Spence than when he fought. He said himself that. But I think that Earl Spence high volume. I think, the way he goes to the body, I just think the volume, and I think Crawford is a slow starter. I feel like Crawford might get behind early, and I think that may be the difference in the fight. How do you see that fight playing out?
I kind of see it the same way, but I have it ending differently because if we've been watching Crawford does great when he's behind on the cards.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy to some people, but if you think about it, that's how it goes for him. It's like the harder you make it for him, the better he finishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I am also a fan of both fighters. I love both fighters. I love what they do. But I think the way the styles mix up, it's gonna play just like you saying. Earl Spence is gonna push it. He gonna push the bill, and he gonna force Crawford to fight. And then I honestly think he gonna end up stopping Earl Spence.
Do you? Yeah. You know what? You might be the second person that's told me that. Now, I've never really seen Spence hurt, only with the you guys fight. I seen him when he got caught, and he was out. That was his fault. Saying the way it happened. But a lot of people feel like that maybe Crawford came up in weight, and they keep trying to say he's not a true welterweight. But he's been at the weight class long enough now to be considered a true welterweight. So I mean. So you really think that he can stop? What about Spence? Do you think Spence could stop Crawford? I mean, does he have the power?
I think Spence could. That's the thing. I think Spence could stop Crawford, and I think honestly, before Crawford really get to do his thing and really get off, I think he gonna hurt Crawford, and that's what's gonna make Crawford take it to the next level. See, the thing about Crawford, what make him great is whatever you bring to the table, he gonna try to match it. Or he gonna try to go over. He gonna try to go overboard. I'm all right. I got some more for you. Now, the thing about Spence, he's overwhelming. He just can keep working. He's a workhorse. You know what I mean? He gonna keep putting that work out there, until you can't take it no more. Crawford's the type of guy that he don't know how to quit. So that's why this is gonna be a great fight. I honestly want the fight to go 12 rounds so that they could fight again. You know what I mean? I want it to be two or three matches between them because I think it's gonna be that much of a fight. But my mind is telling me Spence is going to put so much pressure on Crawford that Crawford going to have to fight him back, kind of the way Spence is fighting. He going to make him fight his fight, but then he going to end up hurting Spence in between that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because if we be honest, Spence is a great fighter and he's been in there with great fighters, but he's never been in with a Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is a great fighter and been in there with some great fighters, but never been in there with an Earl Spence. So this is just going to be a legendary fight.
Right, because both of them really are fighting the best. When you look at it, Spence is fighting the best person he ever fought, and Crawford's going to be fighting the best person he ever fought. So that's why I say it is, like you said, it's a 50-50 fight. It can go either way, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, how it can play out. But after that fight is over with, I'm wondering, because, Spence has talked about moving up. Crawford has talked about moving up. I think a lot of people sleep on Jermell Charlo's talent. I think he should be, to me, he's a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. I think, I know he's been out since I guess he had surgery or something, whatever it is. But how do you see one of those fights playing out with Charlo and either Crawford or Spence?
I mean, I told people before, Jermell Charlo is one of the most determined fighters I ever seen in my life. And he's a big puncher, and he throws big punches every round. He can hurt you at any point. So, to be honest, I don't care who it is in there with him. I think he going to give him trouble. He always going to give up trouble. And, to be honest, you can't go up to a weight class and disrespect the man up there. He is the man. You know what I mean? And it's gonna take a lot to dethrone him. You know what I mean? Because even when he lost his throne, he got it right back. He wasn't playing. He got it right back. You know what I mean? So you're gonna need a lot more than skill and a little bit of power to keep Jermell Charlo off of you.
You definitely are. And I've looked at the comments of somebody. I said they're moving up to Duck Boots. Now I'm a big Boots fan. Jerron Boots Ennis, man, is he is my favorite young fighter. Yeah. Do you think, I mean, from what I've seen, do you think he's ready? A lot of people try to say he was exposed in that last fight. I think that guy was the best runner I've ever seen. That guy had when I say footwork, that guy had some masterful footwork. Yeah. He was able to move around. And, you know, I think that was a bad style matchup, really, you know what I'm saying, for Boots. It probably was a bad matchup for anybody. The guy was a good runner. Yeah. So, you know, Spencer Crawford is not going to fight, you know what I'm saying, Boots like that. We know that. How do you see Boots doing against either of those two? You think that he's ready for those guys right now?
I've been asked that question before, right? And I said this. I said, if everybody else he gets in there with, he either beat him up, knock him out, or just beat him on the cards. Like, even though Karen, the last opponent, Karen, gave him a good fight as far as taking him the distance, he didn't win any rounds. So when you got a guy like that who's sweeping guys and knocking guys out, the only way we'll know is if he get in the ring with those guys. Now, do I think he ready? I think he ready because I constantly see him putting in the work. He got the experience. He got all the tools. We just need to see him in there. So do I think is he ready for that level? Yeah, I think he's ready for that level for sure.
Right. Okay. Because a lot of people, you know how it is with that. What Virgil Ortiz is someone that a lot of people are high on. To me, I don't see him beating Boots, Spence, or Crawford. But I see him. He's a really good fighter. Do you think him and Boots will ever fight anytime soon, or it's gonna have to be one of the fights that marinate?
I think the fight gonna definitely marinate, but I definitely think that fight will be at 154 pounds because Virgil and Boots are big 147 pounders. You know what I mean? So. And they both still young. So, and also I think Virgil with the layoffs and with the injuries and, you know, the hospital situations and stuff like that, I think he need more time just to get back in rhythm. Just to get back in rhythm of fighting and then get more experience. And so I think they're going to fight at 54 for sure.
At 54. Last thing I want to ask, man, I truly appreciate you doing this for me. It meant a lot to me to have the opportunity to talk with you.
Yes,
you know, like I said, man, I watch you all day. So the last question that I really want to ask you, I want to go to the heavyweight division. What do you see Wilder doing next? I'm trying to figure out who he's going to fight. I've heard, you know, John Ruiz. I've heard Andy Ruiz. I've heard him. And a few people are now saying that there's a chance that him and Anthony Joshua could get in the ring with each other. Yeah. Who do you see him fighting?
Well, that's what I heard. I heard the same thing you heard. It was going to possibly be Ruiz, and then now I'm hearing him and AJ in December they'll be fighting. The thing is, to be honest, man, I don't think nobody can beat Wilder at heavyweight except for Tyson Fury. Right. So I no disrespect to any of the heavyweights, but anybody else getting that ring with Wilder, I think Wilder knocking them out.
Okay. One more thing. What's the young guy we got, the American? I cannot think his name. He's people are pretty high on him, and he just fought recently, and he looked pretty good. And I'm trying to think his name. I don't want to say the wrong name.
What card was it?
What card was it? Was it on the Was it on Tank card? He's a big guy, man, young guy. Wow, was his name? I'm talking about he fought recently, like he's undefeated. A lot of people talking about him. Black fighter, heavyweight.
Jared Anderson.
Jared Anderson. Yes, sir.
He fought on Shakur undercard, top rank. Right. Now, Jared Anderson, I like Jared Anderson a lot, but we got to be honest. We talking about a guy that got 14 fights. He gonna need more experience before he fight a Wilder or AJ or Fury, guys like that. He's definitely the next best thing, but he needs more experience because if you take him up too fast, it might explode. You know what I mean? And we don't want it to explode. We want it to be right. So I think he just need to keep going there and keep getting these tougher guys. They need to find tougher guys and just keep putting him in there just to get his experience, you know?
Yes, sir. I'm going to let you get out of here. What do you think about the guy coming from over there at Cruz that won the Olympic gold medals.
Oh,
They real
Andy
high.
Cruz. I mean, for what I do know about Andy Cruz, real active fighter when it comes to the footwork. You know what I mean? Good combinations, good hand speed. I don't know what his power is like, but he should be, you know what I mean, well-seasoned fighter. And coming over to America, I mean, people definitely talking about. I've been hearing about him for the last 2 weeks. I've been knowing about who he was because he beat Keyshawn in the
I
Olympics.
said,
But
yeah,
I've been hearing about him the last 2 weeks. Crazy. People keep asking me about him, asking me what I think. I think he's gonna be good. I think as long as he able to take in the moment and understand that the pros is different from the amateurs, I think he'll be
right,
okay. And the reason I said that is because Robisi, when he fought Shakur in the amateurs and beat him in the Olympics, everybody was high on him, and I was there when he lost his pro debut because you could
right,
tell he just wasn't comfortable. You know what I mean? He got caught with some
right.
shots. He got knocked down. You know what I mean? So I think as long as he get in the right mind space, had he got the right mental going, and he going there placing his shots, I think he'll be okay.
Okay, yeah, because I heard that Boots. I think Boots for all he's down there with Boots training and stuff,
Yeah,
from what I heard. So
yeah, he
I
been in
think
Philly
that's
for like a week.
gonna be over about a week. That's gonna be big right there. He definitely needs a pro style trainer, someone to make that transition from the amateur to pros, because it's a much different game. And man, hey, Mr. Greg Hackett, I appreciate your time, and you keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, man, real talk, man, it's mean a lot to me, and it's a real honor. And I'll be checking you out all the time. Keep checking on me too, cause I'm gonna come on the ride. I'm trying to do my thing, man.
Hey,
God bless you, man.
hey, I appreciate you, man, for tapping out to me, man, reaching out, for showing love. Man, I appreciate you for having me. I appreciate the questions, real good questions. I enjoyed
Thank you.
talking to you, and we get, you know what I mean? We can get it in. We gonna get it in.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. God bless you, man. Have a good day.
Same to you,
All right.
my man.
Man, I hope everybody was able to enjoy that video. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting my boxing channel, and like I said, I have plenty of knowledge of boxing. I used to box, and I'm gonna continue to do this, man. So y'all stay tuned. I got an interview coming up Monday. Be looking forward to me around 9 p.m. with Blue Blood Sports. So if any of y'all know who he is, 9 p.m. Monday, I will be interviewing Blue Blood Sports, man. I'm gonna keep doing this, so it's gonna be coming at you, man. Everybody have a blessed day. God bless you.